BBC News.
Now, one person is known to have been killed in Dallas in the US state of Texas when a construction crane collapsed onto an apartment block and sliced through 5 floors of the building. 6 people were injured, 2 of them critically. The crane was apparently brought down by high winds as a burst of severe weather hit the city. A search is continuing for others who may be trapped inside the rubble. Well, time for a look at the weather now. Here's Louise Lear. And Louise, some really bad weather there with serious consequences. And it's not been great here either.
A very unsettled week of weather ahead, particularly for June. But for some of us, it's actually much needed rain. And before I talk to you about the rain, I just want to take a look at the spring rainfall total amounts that were issued by the Met Office. The brown denotes where we've seen rainfall below average, particularly the dark brown. So eastern England, East Anglia, down into the Midlands and the south. It has been a pretty dry spring, so gardeners and growers starting to get pretty desperate. But it could be a case of be careful what you wish for. An amber weather warning has been issued for some heavy rain in the southeast. That means be prepared for some disruption. We could potentially see a month's worth of rain before the day is through. And then the emphasis through Tuesday and Thursday sees that heavy rain just shifting that little bit further north, with the potential for over 100 millimetres in places before the week is through. That could potentially lead to some disruption and some localised flooding. So this is where the rain has been so far today. The heaviest across eastern England, but some pretty intense thundery downpours through the southwest as well in the last few hours. So that's going to be the story for the rest of the afternoon. The best of the drier and brighter weather, well, that's in Scotland and Northern Ireland. Still the risk of a few sharp thundery downpours, but with some sunshine, some warmth with 18 degrees. But elsewhere, it's a disappointing afternoon, 13 or 14 under the cloud and rain. And that rain stays with us through the night. The brighter greens and yellows denoting the heavier pulses as it drifts its way steadily westwards into Wales and southwest England. To the north and south, perhaps slightly quieter. But it looks likely that that rain is going to be fairly relentless as we go into Tuesday, all tied into this low pressure across the near continent. Now, still a level of uncertainty just where that band of rain is likely to be sitting. Potentially it could be a little bit further north or further south, but it does look likely that it could be across northern England, the Midlands, Wales and the southwest. And here we could see a pretty dismal day. On top of that, a brisk northeasterly wind making it feel really quite cool on those exposed coasts. The best of any sunshine potentially into the southeast, despite a few scattered thundery downpours. We may well get highs of 19 here. That rain doesn't move very far very fast, and even into Wednesday it looks likely to be in a similar position, so the rainfall totals really starting to tot up, and this is where we could have the potential for some localised flooding. Still the best of any drier weather looks likely to be to the north and west, but not for long. That area of low pressure, well, that is going to push the stronger winds out of the way, move its way up into Scotland and Northern Ireland and take the rain with it. So somewhat quieter further south by the end of the week. But if you haven't already got the message, it's an unsettled week of weather ahead for June. Some rain, some of it quite heavy, and those temperatures, well, pretty disappointing, I'm afraid. Nita.
Oh dear. Thank you, Louise.